record. So it's recording. Any questions on 7.4 homework? Speak up. You know, don't be afraid to have your mic on and speak up.
No.
No, sir.
Nope.
Kristen, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, let's look at Chapter 7 study guide then. Okay, let's go Chapter 7 study guide. I'm not going to work all of these. I am going to work a few for you all just to make sure we're good. So we shouldn't be too long today, but I am going to work a few just to make sure that we are all in a good good understanding of the study guide. All right. And I guess the answers are on the very back. So looking at looking at this. You all can see that correctly. I see it backwards. You see it correctly, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so looking at this, it says find the value of the trig function indicated. So what's sine of theta? Well, theta is right here. So sine, this is where you got to remember SOHCAHTOA. And we have a leg of 6 units long and a hypotenuse of 10. So for sine, we need opposite over hypotenuse. We don't have the opposite right here, guys. So what we'll need to do is find that using Pythagorean theorem. So that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that's 6 squared plus b squared equals 10 squared. 36 plus b squared equals 100. B squared is then equal to 64. And b is equal to 8. So our side length right here is 8. So what would sine of theta then be? Go ahead, Abby. What's sine of theta? Okay, Abby may have left. Caitlin, what's sine of theta?
Sorry, I was doing it.
Okay, cool. You got it?
Yeah. It's 8 over 10, but then you divide by 2.
4/5?
Yeah.
Cool beans. Sorry, I didn't know if you just turned the video off, put you on mute, and then just left,
No, man, I'm here.
You look like you're about to go run a marathon, so I didn't know.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions on 1? We good there? Give me head nods. Okay, thank you so much. Then let's go to number 2, cosine theta. All right, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Do I need to find the other leg here? Yes or no?
No.
No. I have adjacent and I have hypotenuse. So cosine theta is adjacent 9 over 5 radical 10. But of course, this is not our final answer. What would we need to do here?
Multiplied by radical 10.
Multiply top and bottom by radical 10. When we do that, we get 9 radical 10 over what? 50. And 9 and 50, nothing will go into both of those. So that is our final answer there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. I'll let you all do number 3 on your own. Number 4, find the measure of each side indicated, round to the nearest tenth. So we have this right here. We have a 70-degree angle, a 16-side unit, and it's looking for that right there, that unit. So what would we need to do here? So if we're looking for this, keep in mind, we're going to base it on the degree using trig functions. So what is x here associated with this 70-degree angle? It's what? Opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse?
Opposite.
Opposite. So we're going to say opposite over what the other length we have, which is the hypotenuse, which is what? What is opposite over hypotenuse?
Sine.
Muy bien. Sine of 70 degrees is equal to x over 16. Multiply 16 on both sides from there. I get my calculator out and I say x is equal to 16. What mode do I need to be in right now?
Degrees.
Degrees. So 16 sine of 70 degrees is equal to 15 point, round to the nearest 10. 15, it's actually just 15.0 or just 15. Questions on doing that, guys?
No, sir.
Moving on to number 6. I'll let you do 5 on your own. Number 6, find the measure of each angle indicated, round to the nearest 10th. So what I use to find missing angles?
The inverse of the function.
Yeah, the inverse of the function. So let's look at what we have right here. Here is our angle, right? And if this is our angle, what are the other two side lengths? What's the association between them? I have hypotenuse and adjacent. So which trig function should I probably use?
Cosine.
Cosine. So cosine, and I use the what? The inverse, right? Inverse of cosine of adjacent over hypotenuse, 6/11. When I do that in my calculator, I get 56.9, and that's to the nearest 10th. Make sure we say degrees there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
How much easier is this? Much easier now than what it was when we first went through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you do 7. Slipping over here to number 8. From the top of a vertical cliff 50 meters high, the angle of depression of an object that is level with the base of the cliff is 34 degrees. How far is the object from the base of the cliff? So we have a cliff here, right? Here's our cliff. And it says from the top of the vertical cliff 50 meters high. So we know that cliff is 50 meters high. Sorry. The angle of depression of an object that is level with the base of the cliff is 34 degrees. So this right here, some kind of object on the ground, okay? And it's wanting to know how far from the base, how far is the object from the base of the cliff? Well, the base, okay, and the top, we're going to assume are the same distance. And we would know here that the angle of depression would be, it needs to look like this. That's the triangle you want with the angle of depression. Remember, we have 2 vertical imaginary lines here, and the angle of depression is always below it. So the angle of depression is 34 degrees. We know that's 50 right here. And what we're looking for is x, which is the same x here. And then what am I going to use to find that? What trig function will I use to find x here?
Tangent.
Very good. Tangent. Why tangent? Because notice what it's given us. Opposite over adjacent. So tangent of 34 degrees is equal to its opposite over adjacent, so 50 over x. Multiply both sides by x. Cancels. I know I'm going to have to divide both sides by tangent of 34 degrees in order to isolate that x. So that's 50 over tangent 34 degrees is equal to x. X is then equal to 50 divided by tangent of 34 degrees. 74 point, we'll probably round those to the nearest 100.13. That should make sense. It's at 70 feet tall, 34 degrees. Yeah, that could make some sense that would right here would be 74.13.
Will you like specifically tell us which like what to round to?
I will.
Something else. Someone will remind me at the end to talk about what the test will look like. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to work one more of these. Which one would you all rather see, 9, 10, or 11?
10.
The latter one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So a 15-foot ladder is used to scale a 16-foot wall. So I got a 16-foot wall. 16-foot wall here. And I have a 15-foot ladder.
We can't see that.
Shut up. And a 15-foot wall. I forgot I'm being recorded. I'm sorry, Christina. You know that I'm a good person.
Yes.
Sorry. I got to give you a hard time. You there was a little bit of smart aleck in your voice. You're like, we can't see the paper. So sorry. I didn't mean to attack you there. It was just flight or fight, right?
Mhm.
So what we're looking for here is at what angle of elevation must the ladder be situated in order to reach the top of the wall. Okay. So what is this angle right here? What is theta right there? So in this case, theta, what would I use for theta here?
Sine.
Sine, right? Why sine? Because it's given us its opposite and the hypotenuse. So the inverse sine, remember, always use inverse when you're finding angles. And that is what, 16 over 15? Opposite over hypotenuse.
Mhm.
I got that.
This is error.
Mine said error as well. What did we do wrong?
Mm.
Oh,
Embarrassing.
yeah, that's exactly right. Embarrassing.
Did we set up the picture wrong?
15-foot ladder, 16-foot wall. Hey, one of you guys, I don't have it near me. Go back to your notes because I just changed some numbers here, and I may have changed the numbers to numbers that don't work. Can somebody go back on 7.2 or 7.3? It's one of them. I know it's 7.2. Go back to 7.2 and look at your homework or your notes and the one we work like this. I may have messed the numbers up.
It uses a 14-foot ladder and a 13-foot wall.
Oh, so yeah. So that probably won't work because I guess a 15-foot ladder wouldn't. Why? Yeah, a 15-foot ladder. No matter which, that makes some sense there. A 15-foot ladder would never, no matter what angle this would be, it would never reach a 16-foot wall. Does that make sense?
The tip of it?
Right.
Oh.
Because think, even if it was 15 foot and it was standing like this right here, it wouldn't touch the top of it, would it?
No.
Does that make sense?
No,
And
it's not.
then if you start going out, it's just going to get shorter and shorter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my bad on the numbers. Let's reverse those numbers. Let's say a 16-foot ladder and a 15-foot wall. See, at least it happened on the study guide, not on the test. Because on the test, you already be like, I don't know what to do. You had been blowing the email up. All right, so now let's change it to a 16-foot ladder, a 15-foot wall.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, we'll scrap the whole problem. Sound good? Can you see it, Christina?
Yes, I can.
Theta. And then now let's go sine of -1, 15 over 16. There we go, 1.2. 1.21 degrees. Or 2.
Wait, what?
What'd you say?
Wait, what did you say the answer was?
Oh, hold on. I think I'm wrong because I went to radian mode because I thought my mode might have been wrong a while ago. What'd you get?
69.64.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. Sorry, I switched my mode. I don't got this problem going for me very well. All right. Good thing you said that one, Abby. You must be, you must be in the will of God today because that could have been disastrous.
You're welcome.
I said thank you. Okay. You all got 9 and 11. Are y'all fine with 9 and 11?
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
No, don't even act like that. That's my first mistake I've made all year on a problem, setting a problem up. It's May and you guys are hounding me. Oh, we'll find out. All right, let's go to the next page. Can you see it, Christina?
Yes.
Thank you. You thought I was going to let you live that down. All right, what do I multiply to go from degree to radians? What do I multiply by?
$180 over pi, right?
Other way.
Opposite of that.
Oh, pi over 180.
Yeah, remember you always want the same sign to be opposite here so you can cancel the degrees. Make sense? And then I just say 150 pi over 180. And then I just need to simplify that down with my calculator. 150 over 180 as a fraction is 5 over 6. So 5 pi over 6. Now, some of you might have known that from the unit circle because 150 is on the unit circle. All right, jumping down here to 14. What do I multiply to go from radians to degrees? Remember,
180 over pi.
Yeah, 180 over pi. I always want what I'm canceling. Whatever's here, I want it to be in the denominator. So if it's a pi, I want pi in the denominator. If it's a degree, I want degree in the denominator. And it's always pi and 180. Okay, so pi's cancel. 25 times 180 is equal to 4,500 over 36. And that's 125 degrees. Is that what you all got?
Yep.
Yeah. You do the same thing for 15. 16, moving right along, sine of pi. Remember what we do here, we're going to make a triangle out of this, okay? Make a triangle. This right here will be the y coordinate, negative radical 7. That will be negative 3. So if I bring this triangle over here, like this, and I say negative 3, and I say negative radical 7, and it's wanting to find sine. Sine is opposite over, and remember, it's going to be that. This is going to be theta. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so we need to go find hypotenuse. So that would be 9 plus 7 equals 6. Christina, my
Stop.
Dang.
I was calling Lucy because she forgot.
well, is it your job to call Lucy?
Her job? No. I was trying to remind her.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
I was.
Since we haven't been doing the same thing for the past 30 weeks.
I know.
You hate to see it.
You do.
Okay. Opposite is negative radical 7 over 4. And that, I just wanted to confirm that on the back. Can you make it where your picture shows up like that? Like hers just did?
Hmm.
Hmm?
Nobody.
Oh,
All right, y'all cool with 16?
For 17, do we draw a line across the bottom?
I would go like this, Abby, right here. And that right there would be your angle. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. How do you determine which way you go?
I would always, and again, that's kind of that tough spot. I don't really care for these questions, but it was a way to introduce you to like the unit circle and how stuff works. But I'll always keep your x-axis on the x-axis. Does that make sense? Always make your x on the x-axis.
Oh, okay.
So
I gotcha.
So if it's here, you're going to put it with the x-axis.
Yeah.
If it's an angle over here in the second quadrant, that's your, always keep that with your x-axis. If it's here, make it like that. If it's there, make it like that. You may want to even draw this little butterfly, and then it'll always be these inside angles.
Hmm.
Little bow tie action. Oh, sorry. Those inside angles.
Yeah.
So if it's like that, down, it's an angle like that, make your x-axis, x-axis. Always just stick with the x-axis. That's
Okay.
that's the bow tie I'm talking about. Nice little bow tie. All right. You all cool there?
Yep.
All right. Now let's jump over here to number 18. Sine of 180 degrees. Guys, this is it's kind of hard just because you can type these into your calculator. I know that. So it does make it a little bit challenging on my end because on your test you could literally just type them in. But my goal is for you to kind of understand the purpose of the unit circle, because in pre-calculus you will not be typing those into the calculator. You will have to do them off the top of your head. But obviously I understand this is a little bit different circumstances. So sine of 180 degrees. What is now keep in mind sine is y, cosine is x, and tangent is y over x. So what is the y coordinate of 180 degrees?
Zero.
0? Yep.
Yep.
So 0. Sine of 180 degrees is 0. Okay. Jumping over here to sine of 7 pi over 4. Convert that to, I'm going to convert it to a degree. Pi's cancel. 7 times 180 is,
Can you move it over a little bit, please?
yeah, I'm sorry. So multiply times 180 over pi, and that would be the pi's cancel. 7 times 180 divided by 4 is equal to 315. So what's sine of 315 degrees? What is the y coordinate of 315? Think, 5s are always going to be in the middle, guys. 5s are always in the middle. So it's in the fourth quadrant in the middle. So what would that answer be? What's the y coordinate? Come on, somebody.
Radical 2 over 2. Wait, would it
Well,
be
negative.
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, perfect. You're good, Abby. Good. Yeah. All the 5s are radical 2 over 2. Good. And then it's just negative since it's in the fourth quadrant. Very good. Cosine of, and then that would be our answer there. Cosine of 405 degrees. Cosine of 405. What should I do here?
Subtract 360.
Yeah, subtract your last perfect circle. So what is 405 minus 360?
45.
So what's cosine of 45 degrees? It's a 5 on the unit circle. So what should it be? And it's the x coordinate here. So it's just what?
Radical 2 over 2.
Look at you all becoming unit circle geniuses. What's 180 degrees divided by 3 for 21? What's 180 degrees divided by 3? What would that be? 60?
60.
So what's cosine of 60 degrees? What is the x coordinate of 60 degrees?
Is that 3 over 2?
Radical 3 over 2.
Oh.
So what's cosine, x or y?
Oh, wait. No, it's 1/2.
Yeah, there you go. So I was trying to show you with my hand, but cosine x would be 1 over 2. Does Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, tangent of 420 degrees. So what should I do with that 420?
Subtracted by
Subtract
360.
Subtract it by its last perfect circle. And what would that give me? 60?
Yep.
So what's tangent of 60 degrees?
Uh,
Y over X.
the radical 3/2 over 1/2.
Yep. What happens to the 2's?
Okay.
Cancel out.
So would it just be radical 3?
Just be radical 3. All right. Now I did throw these in just to kind of give you a little bit of a challenge. What's cosecant of 840 degrees? So what I need to find the actual degree here. What I need to do to get back on the unit circle with 840.
Subtract 720.
And what would that take me to?
120.
120.
So what's cosecant of 120 degrees? Well, what is cosecant? Christina, I swear.
Lucy, stop texting me.
That's the inverse of sine.
So what would that be?
It's under 1. The 120
Oh,
is 1.
yeah.
Or,
1 over y, right?
mm-hmm.
So 120 degrees, it's in the second quadrant. It would be the same height as 60 degrees. So what is the y coordinate of 120 degrees?
Radical 3/2.
So it's 1 over radical 3/2, right? And again, if you had to take this to the side and say 1 over 1 divided by radical 3/2, keep the first one, change your sign, do the reciprocal, right? 2 over radical 3. Can I keep it as 2 over radical 3?
Yeah.
No.
So what would that be?
2 radical 3/3.
Very good. Does that make sense? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Last two. 24. Man, I can't stand this camera being backwards. Yeah, I can't get it together. All right. Secant of a 720 degrees. So what's secant? The reciprocal of
Cosine.
cosine. So and then what's 720? 720 would be the same as,
2 perfect circles.
yeah, 2 perfect circles or just 0 degrees, right? If we subtracted 720, if you do what you're taught, and the last perfect circle is 720 degrees, so that's 0 degrees. So what's secant of 2 perfect circles, or the same thing as 0 degrees? Well, secant is 1 over x. So what is the x coordinate of 0 degrees?
1.
1 over 1 would be what?
1.
1? And as you can see in my calculator, remember that there's no such thing as the secant is not on the calculator, so you'd have to say 1 over cosine of 720 degrees, and that shows us 1. Cotangent of 450, what should I do with that 450?
Subtract 360.
And get what?
90.
90? Cotangent is x over y. So what's x over y of 90 degrees? What's x of 90 degrees?
0.
The y?
1.
Final answer?
0.
0. Okay. Someone tell me this. What's cotangent? What's cotangent of 180 degrees?
Undefined.
Undefined, because that would put 0 on the bottom. Okay? And so you can have something that is undefined. You guys feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions or anything you'd like to see me repeat?
Why wasn't there any answers for 8 through 11?
Oh, I just made those up off the top of my head, and I just didn't work them out. And
Oh.
that caused there to be an error on 10. So just make sure if you go back and watch that, since you were late, Lucy, make sure you pay attention to what we did there. I had the wrong numbers.
Okay.
Everything else should be
So-
well.
For 23, how did you get it to be 2 over radical 3?
Sorry, so 23. So we went to, you got cosecant of 120. You know how we got that? 1 over y. The y coordinate of 120 degrees is radical 3 over 2. And then here's the thing. Anytime you have 1 over a number, you really just flip it and get 2 over radical 3. Okay? So it's 1 divided by radical 3 over 2. So that's that keep, change, flip. I don't know what you were taught, Maddie, at your school, but I know here they were taught keep, change, flip. So keep the first one, change it, then flip it and get 2 over radical 3. Or you can just flip it up. And that's how we got 2 over radical 3. You cool there?
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Any other questions of me? Christina, do you have any mind-numbing questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, good. So, hey, let me explain something on your test. Some of them will be like your multiple choice. Well, actually, they're all going to be multiple choice. I'm not going to make it like that. But with Canvas, I can't draw that triangle on there. Okay? Like it won't allow me to draw it. So what it'll be, guys, is you will see a picture of this, and then you'll have A, B, C, and D answers with the picture. Okay? And then in your actual choices down there, you will see A, B, C, or D. I had to do that with a couple questions on the last test, but almost majority of your test here will look like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So again, just to make sure we're all clear, you'll see the triangle in the question, and it'll say, what is sine of theta? And then it'll say, A is, 4, or B is 4 over 6, or C is equal to 10 over 8. D is equal to this or that, 8 over 6. But then, so that's going to be what the question looks like. And then you'll have multiple choice, and it'll be like A, B, C, or D. But I'm pretty sure they will mix these up, won't they?
Yeah, they do that.
It could look like that. Okay, so just kind of letting you know that's what it'll kind of look like. Just due to the fact that I can't input that in without just taking a picture of it and inputting it into the test. Does that make sense? Everybody give me a head nod.
Head nod.
Gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, that is actually all I have today. If you all don't have any other questions, I guess that we are good to go then, unless you all have more questions for me.
Nope.
Did you see the rest of the schedule? So you take your test Tuesday. I'm going to give you Wednesday off. Thursday, you can go to the school, or I'll put online. Basically Wednesday, I'm going to the school and making the final for you guys. So I'll have a study guide there for you at the school, and then, or you can print it off online, and then all your work is due when? All your work from chapter 7 is due when? By email or to the school by what date?
Friday.
Friday at 4. Okay. Your final exam is next Thursday. You'll have basically 3 hours to take it, and you can take it anytime during the day, just like our last ones. Any questions in regard to any of that?
So do we have to turn in the exam study guide?
Ooh, good question. Good question. And I'm going to say, I am going to say yes for you all. Even if you're not taking the exam, I want the study guide turned in.
Wait, I thought we all had to take the exam.
No, remember I came on here like when was it? A week or so ago?
She
And I
might
said-
not have been in there.
Oh, you might not have been there, Maddie. I would prefer you to take the exam. That's what I said initially, but I don't want to fight it. And with everything going, if we were in school, I'd fight it. But with us not being in school, I don't want to make a big deal about it. I don't want to make a mountain out of molehill and be that guy that says you can't exempt it. Although I'm trying my best to make it to put it in our syllabus that you can't exempt honor classes. But there's some softies around our school, so you know. So yes, you can exempt it. Have you all got your exemptions yet?
No, we're getting them tomorrow.
So there you go. So at least you didn't have to make an irrational decision, Maddie, and be like, oh my gosh, I should have exempted this, which obviously you wouldn't have an issue with this test. I don't think any of you should have an issue with the test. And the reason why I want you to do the study guide turned in is just because it's a refresher of you seeing those concepts, because concepts are going to be on there are like, I'm trying to think of one that you like for instance, long division, synthetic division, knowing how to divide polynomials, stuff like that. That's good review, especially knowing that we're gonna, we hadn't seen that stuff since, well, I don't remember when, but let's say October, November. But that's good stuff, especially for you to review before, obviously majority of you I think are going into pre-calculus next year.
I'm not allowed.
You're what?
I'm not allowed. My schedule doesn't let it. I have to be in stats.
Oh man, Abby, what are you thinking?
I can't help it. Trish made me.
She didn't make you do that. She can't make you do anything like that. What do you have? What class do you have that makes it throw it off?
It's anatomy and phys.
You're going in the medical field?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm in that too. But I guess we're taking different classes otherwise. So
Yeah.
Hold on. You're taking different A&P or different pre-calc?
We're taking just different classes in general. The classes that I all picked, it's because of this oh god, what is it? The new thing, 5th period.
The flex period.
Yeah, it's the flex period because you need 2 periods for that, and so does like AP Chem. AP Chem doesn't matter, but because of that, it doesn't work for me. If you had it would have to be 6th period, but your 6th period is for AP Calc, and so I can't take.
Based on next year's schedule,
Yeah,
you already
she
know.
was-
That's
she was
insane.
for that.
That's insane that you already know my schedule for next year and I don't.
Yeah, because she was talking and she was like, well, it just won't work out, and this is what's gonna happen. And I was like, oh dang. And she's like, but can you go into AP Calc? I'm like, no, I can't go into AP Calc without having pre-calc first. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah.
So this is, I'm not trying to, I'm looking on this right here real quick. I'm not trying to hate, but you do, I want you to do whatever you want to do. Personally myself, but the thing that would halt me is every time a kid skips, there's several sophomores this year that didn't take my honors class. They're like, they're like, dang, why didn't I take that class? Because it'll put them up. It's not going to put them far behind, but it will, it's going to challenge them a little bit stepping into pre-cal. So that's my only thing, but obviously it's your senior year. So you do what, you do what you want to do, but I don't buy the whole thing of not saying that you don't, but so you're basically saying, but it doesn't make sense to offer A&P and calculus, pre-calculus at the same time because it's the same students, right?
Yeah, so it's like AP Calc you've got the 2 periods, so you do get them back to back, I'm pretty sure, is how she's working it out. And then it's like it just doesn't work out. Like if it did and pre-calc was in that 6th period, then I think I would have been fine. But it was like a choice between anat and phys or pre-calc. I'm like, dang. And then I talked to my mom and she's like, well, when I went into the medical field, I had to retake a stats class. So I mean, you're gonna need either or. And I was like,
I'm cool with that. No, I understand. You're fine. No worries on that.
yeah. It sucks because I was like, no, I don't have Mr. Ibog.
No, no.
But I have Miss Keim.
You have who?
Miss Keim.
Oh, okay.
Hey, man.
I understand you want to take an easier road. I totally understand, Abby. Totally get it. I'm actually trying to look to see now if I can even see anything, like see my classes. I cannot see a class.
Well, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Now you know when you have AP Calculus.
Well, I don't know because that's not factual information. I don't trust her for anything.
Thank you.
She just got out of my class. So do you think I can trust her? There's those that can't be trusted. What Disney movie is that off of? Okay, sorry. It may not be off a Disney movie. May have just made it up off the top of my head just then.
Hey, you do 17.
Can I work 17?
Yeah, I cannot figure this one out.
17. All right, so 17. Oh, sorry, let me change the camera. So 17 should be a triangle like this. Your x is radical 13, your y is negative 6. So that's 13 plus 36. So that c squared over there will be 7. And the sine is opposite of this right here, is opposite over hypotenuse. Is it negative 6 over 7?
Oh, okay. I did it wrong. I was looking at the wrong side.
Is that the right answer?
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to stop recording this. If you guys have any